The channel, everyone. This is a biblical debate. We're going to be doing commentary on, and these are parts of it. So we're going to be releasing a full video that's going to have the full commentary. The link to the original is in the description. And as you can see in the title, these are the topics. So we're going to go ahead and get that moving.
But I think for the most part, from what I've gathered from talking to different groups, different people that have heard this doctrine from different groups, not just the One West groups, they pretty much all go to the same scriptures, like Deuteronomy 28:68, Revelation 1:14 with their 13 to 15, and they have like a description for Jesus Christ that they go to, and and also they go to like the curses to describe themselves as Israelites.
Okay.
Ever since I left this thing, I've noticed that the best way to come to a conclusion about somebody's genetics is to do that genetically, which is testing your genes, your genetics, rather than interpreting a scripture and then trying to I don't think that's a good way to come to a conclusion about somebody's genetics. So when you call yourself an Israelite, how do you determine that?
Other than genetics?
No, genetics too. Yeah. So you're saying you do believe in like DNA?
Oh, I believe in DNA, which is true.
Yeah.
But DNA only works in one way.
Okay.
So you cannot gain melanin. DNA, you cannot gain melanin genetically. You can only lose melanin genetically. So if the origin of man genetically, it's impossible for white people to produce a black baby or black offspring or offspring that have more melanin than the original. It's impossible. So you can never get two white parents that genetically can produce a baby that's darker than either parent, ever. It's not possible. But genetically, you can get, it does work genetically deficiency. So melanin deficient can happen. That's where we get albinism is from that, and lighter skin is from that. It's from the loss of melanin. But black people as a whole cover every color range genetically, not just skin tone, not just skin color, genetically. So even a light skinned person that is of Negro heritage, you still know that they're a Negro, regardless of skin tone. So the genetics are still there. The lips, the nose. The difference is skin tone, eye color, lack of pigmentation will still exist. So you can have many, albinism happens in Africans more than any other culture is albinism. So really, if you look at it genetically, you can't deny that part of it. So if you want to go genetics, we can go genetics.
Yeah, but like, let's say we have dead bodies, right, that are exhumed from the land of Israel. Can we test those genetics and compare them to people today to see who the real Jews are?
Yeah, if they're actual ancient bodies, then yes. So if we want to talk about Israel, right now, if you're in now, Israel in the Bible is a nation, not a place. It's never been a place, not biblically speaking, right? When the Israelites were in captivity in Egypt, were they still Israel?
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
So when they were in captivity in Babylon, were they still Israel?
You want me to stop there,
Sure.
or I wanted to
Oh,
make
you
sure
can
I heard.
keep going with it because I'm making a point that Israel is a people, not a
Right,
place.
right. All right,
And,
I'll keep it going. I
Right.
thought I heard you say
They
okay.
stop.
don't have a don't they
So
have a land?
Israel's not a place, it's a people,
Israel's not Israel's not
right?
a land. It's not also a land because you have Egyptians and then you have the land of Egypt.
Correct.
So,
So the
you
people
know,
that are claiming to be the Jews of today, right? Show me a hieroglyph or any ancient writing that shows that group of people being enslaved in Egypt.
how are you going to do that if that's an
Wait a minute.
ancient thing?
You have hieroglyphs of ancient Egyptians, right?
Right.
You have hieroglyphs of ancient Egyptian uh, captives or people that were enslaved
Hmm.
by the Egyptians. So
Right.
why don't you have any hieroglyphs or any writings that look like the people that today are calling themselves Jews?
Well, you have depictions of like Semitic people that you can find in Egypt, and the people today that call themselves Jewish have a lot of European DNA on the mother's side.
Okay.
You
Stop the
know,
video right
when you
there.
go
Okay.
into their genetics, it tells you. I was just posting that.
Okay.
So he admitted to the European genetics, right?
That's right.
While he was trying to browbeat me down, he literally admitted that the mother's DNA, right? But biblically speaking, it's always been the father's DNA, the father's genetics. The bloodlines always run through the male.
That's
Only
right.
somebody that was trying to make something other than would switch which lineage, a matriarchal lineage or patriarchal lineage, right? But the
Right.
Bible has always used it as a matriarch, right? So they they use that to twist it.
Right.
Lineages don't go through mothers. The mothers don't carry the
The
seed.
seed. That's right. And I could bring up that scripture in Numbers 118.
Okay.
Um, and this is one of those things where people will try to move the goalpost in my mind
Mm-hmm.
because like sometimes we'll talk to people and when it doesn't fit their narrative, they say that the Bible is just a story, like you were saying. And then when
Mm-hmm.
it fits their narrative, it's the Bible. Um, but right here it says in Numbers 118 that they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. So you can go ahead from there.
Right. According to the number and of the names. This is why people want to change it and say, well, it's their mothers. Well, either they're there or they're not. It doesn't matter if it was the mother or the father. What do the hieroglyphs show you? They show you what's there. It's a painting of what's there. It's a recording of history. That's the way that they recorded it. So what people do is they vacillate and they say, well, if it's this way, it doesn't count.
Right.
It's the continuing the movement of the goalposts, like what you said.
Right. Right. All right.
And he'll move the goalposts through this whole interview. He's going to move the goalposts every which way he can.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the
Okay.
end of part one. Part two will be coming out here soon. Also, the link will be to the original video will be in the description. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. If you have any scriptures to add, if you have any history to add, feel free to comment. And again, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai.